Hello, today we're in the literature text. Last week we finished reading Sorry Wrong Number, and today we're going to spend the next 3 days close reading it. Your open book quiz will be Friday. So we're looking at the essential questions of how do readers know what to believe, what strategies and resources can I use to figure out unknown vocabulary, and what is literary text really about. For this close reading, we're going to look at the following learning targets. First and foremost, in phase 1, we're going to be looking at learning target number 5, which is to read over the excerpt, and then I want you to create a summary of what's happening. Remember, when we look at summarizing in literature, we're wrapping our summary around that conflict. This specific excerpt is from the beginning, so we're going to be focusing on the exposition, where we see things about introducing the characters, setting in conflict. So please make sure that your summary is objective, in other words, doesn't include your opinion, and focuses on that exposition, what you learn about the characters, the setting, and the conflict. Please read the excerpt and create a summary, which is learning target number 5. For your second phase of reading, we're going to be looking at words as used in context, your multiple meaning words. And we're going to look at how we are able to understand what those words mean, which would tie in to learning target number 14, to determine the meaning of unknown words and phrases used in context. So I want you to take the time to think about a few words. I've already highlighted them, and you'll notice within the passage that they have a note that says which word they are. I want you to look at all 4, and I want you to list word 1, word 2, word 3, word 4 in your answer, and then make sure that you give a definition for the word, and then pick a context clue that might help you understand the meaning of the word, and then think of a synonym that you would use to replace the word. And all of that would be tying into learning target number 14, to determine the meaning of unknown words and phrases as used in context. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to also look at how those words can actually help to connect and impact the tone of the stage directions. So as we look at the word choice, I want you to think about how the words used do impact the tone of the piece. That ties in to learning target number 13. When we look at how we have distinguish how the word's definition actually ties in to a specific tone that the text gives you. So what in fact, by using those words, what attitude do you get from the author coming off the page? Is it positive? Is it negative? Or is it neutral? So please make sure after you've given your definition and you figured out a synonym and a context clue that you also think about, as a whole, all of those words, what impact did they have on the tone of the stage directions? Every word I've given you is a stage direction word. So I want you to think about, is the tone of the stage directions positive, negative, or neutral? And then please explain by giving a specific tone word that is both or either positive, negative, or neutral to support your response for that. Phase 3 is the only phase that you are, in fact, giving evidence. We are just looking at creating an inference here. You can create an inference about any of the characters mentioned or included in the above excerpt from Sorry Wrong Number. But I want you to make an inference about one of the characters. And to do so, I want you to make sure you're able to start with your inference and then find a piece of evidence, whether it be from the stage directions or the lines given by the character, is up to you, but find a piece of evidence that helps to support your inference, and then explain how that evidence does in fact support your inference. As you do that, we're going to be looking at learning target number 1, to cite text evidence in the form of a quote from the passage. It could be a line that a character says, or it could be something from the stage directions that you think helps make you create your inference about that specific character. We're also going to be looking at learning target number 2, to make a claim in the form of an inference in this case. So make sure you make an opinion about the characters based on what you've read from that excerpt. By doing so, you'll be looking at learning targets number 1 and number 2. So go ahead and get working on this, and then we'll discuss what we've come up with for all 3 phases of the reading.